Coach, Minnesota got easy transition points off 17 turnovers tonight. What needs to change your game plan right now to stop it?
Yep. Self-inflicted wounds, right? Was it their first 11 points early in that game? Some of that is our decision making, and then some of that is just we have to improve finishing around the rim. Turnovers and missed layups lead to tough situations on the other end, and they definitely took advantage of those tonight.
It seemed like tonight y'all played some of the most aggressive defense that y'all played all season. Brought the score to within one. What do you think happened that caused that lead to expand again?
Who is that for?
Oh, for Coach Koclanes.
Yep. Again, I'm proud of a lot of our effort there on the defensive end. So thank you for noticing that. I thought our compete was great in a lot of stretches, and we found some disruption throughout that game. Fourth quarter, yeah, I mean, we were 1 for, I think, 10 to start that quarter. So tough offensive stretches just keeps you having to grind and grind on the defensive end. And a good team like that, they'd really take advantage of any type of slippage or miss coverage, and they were able to just kind of move the ball and step up and hit shots late. So
Arike, big first half, and then what did you see different from their defense in the second half?
I think they were more aggressive. They kind of weren't like plugging and sagging off a little bit. They definitely got a little bit more aggressive, but it's still shots that I, could have hit and didn't.
For Coach, besides the fact that the point guards Page and Ty are out, how do you guys just limit turnovers? Because tonight the assist to turnover ratio was negative. So
yeah, continue to emphasize just simple plays. We get the ball to the paint. We do, right? There's no denying that we're getting the ball to the paint. Now our growth area is one, are we taking the right shots in the paint? Because a couple games in a row now today, I think we were under 30% from the paint. And then are we seeing the kicks when we get there? So that's our growth opportunity.
not just straight up missing shots, or like what goes? How do you guys do better at that?
Yeah, well, I think, it's both. Like it's one, can we go through someone and go through the square and get in ones? Two, is it our floater? Is it our mid-range game? Or are we continuing to, challenge pretty good rim protection and shot blockers? So just kind of finding the balance that way. It's a little bit of both.
For both players, just what were your key takeaways from this game, and what are some areas that could be improved heading into the next game?
Yeah, that we can compete with anybody when we're, doing what we need to do, executing the game plan, and just getting better. We have another good team in Phoenix coming up, so watch the film on what we did wrong this game, and just get ready for Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it is.
I think our defensive intensity, like it was in that third quarter, I think if we keep building off that, we'll definitely get better for sure.
Questions for Arike. I was just wondering, what do you make of just how you've been performing throughout this season?
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs, new system, new everything. Just trying to, get it together. Thankfully, I have great teammates around me. And yeah, it's a long season, so we're just gonna keep getting better.
Hey, Coach, can you just kind of talk about like y'all's growth on the offensive rebounds? Because y'all were kind of like crashing the glass pretty well, even if you didn't get those second chance opportunities to fall, you're still getting more opportunities to go and get a shot.
Yeah, it's definitely something we talk about a lot. It's part of our identity, is our crash presence. And so I like our consistency in that area. And again, as we continue to get better and more efficient, right now we need those second chances. We need more field goal attempts. So that consistent crash has allowed us to compete.
JJ, with the extended absence of Paige and Ty, you really stepped into the lead point guard role with that second unit. How do you feel about your comfort level in that position right now? And what are things that you've seen yourself improve on and want to continue to improve on?
I definitely feel comfortable. I played point guard before in college, 1 and 2, but it's a different game, of course. So definitely starting to figure out the comfortability with that first group and with Rike and trying to get her the ball and get her to her spots, and of course everybody else on the court. So I'm definitely stepping into it pretty decently.
Go to Ari on the Zoom.
All right, to kind of piggyback off of that, I have one question for Arike and one for JJ. Arike, what has this entire process been like for you, having to adjust to the new system, your new teammates, trying to figure out how you guys can play together?
Yeah, we're just building. We couldn't have expected it to go perfect right away. Obviously, it's been a lot of tough times, but we're still building, we're still sticking together. Everybody's stepping up. JJ had a great game. I think 2 games in a row. She's showing what she can do and she's doing really well, especially with our point guards out. So excited for her to keep going, especially when Paige comes back, though she'll be able to get more time and just facilitate and stuff. But we're still growing, we're still improving. Long season.
All right, and JJ, for you, like, what has the process been like on your end as a rookie? You coming into a new team, adjusting to the WNBA. How are you feeling? You said you're getting more comfortable. What are some things you're getting more comfortable with, and something that you feel like you can improve on?
I would say I'm getting more comfortable with just knowing that I can also go score and then trying to figure out how I can get everybody else the ball and which spots they like the ball at, of course. And then I'll also say my defense. My defense is a big part of my game, so picking up on that and then letting that lead to easy scores on the offensive end.
Thank you.
Arike, you've had to shoulder a heavy load again tonight. What's been the toughest part about trying to carry the offense this early?
Um, It'll probably just be defensive schemes. Last 3 games, I was getting trapped and hedged. Anytime I touched the ball, I think Minnesota, they didn't do that, and I got a lot more freedom as we could see in the first half. So, just figuring out when to, give it up, and I mean, I have to give it up when there's 2 people on me. So, just being able to figure that out, and just working with the team, figuring out when I'm trapped or hedged, what comes after that, and when I can be aggressive and even try to get out the traps or hedges. So, I think defenses and teams are definitely throwing a lot at me, rightfully so. I mean, I would want to do that if they know I was on the other end as well. So they're doing what they're doing, and I just have to adjust.
This is for Arike and Coach Koclanes. In response to a couple of answers y'all gave, you just talked about figuring out what to do when you're double teamed, and Coach, you talked about figuring out what's going on with the team in the paint. Are these situations where there are plans that are not being executed well, or where you're still trying to come up with a plan to execute in the first place?
No, I mean there's definitely plans of attack for sure. And it's just continuing to talk about them, and then while they're happening, being able to improve and get her to her spots and give her better information live in terms of where is the play, where is the outlet, where is the next pass. But it's there. And again, we'll continue to talk and watch and learn, and every day we'll get better. Thank you.